UNCP assistant coach Connor Keltner. Coach, coming off of a game that ended up turning into a blowout last night, a 6-point lead at the half. But in that second half, Coach Jones has always talked about all season turning on that switch and keeping it that way. Did you feel like you guys turned on the switch?
Yeah, I think so. I thought at halftime we were fortunate to be ahead. We didn't shoot the ball well at all. And I think we let them get in the lane a little too much and things like that. But I think at the same time, I'm almost happy we missed shots because at times, there's going to be times, especially going into March here, you're not going to make shots. You have to be able to win games in other ways. You got to defend, rebound. Everyone can defend and do all that. When shots are going in, everyone's feeling good. But when shots aren't falling, I think we were 3 for 16 from three in the first half, which typically we shoot the ball pretty well from three. But when shots aren't falling, things like that, if you can, kind of dig in and find other ways to kind of get things going, I think that's the sign of a really good team. I thought we did it the second half, but I told our guys at half, we kind of dug into them a little bit. We were 7 assists, 6 turnovers. I told them good teams don't have that ratio for a half or full game. Like maybe for a spurt you'd be even, but overall, we need to be close to 2-1 for a half or for a full game. So I thought the first half was a little rough, but we're still up 6, and I think you play that poorly and you're still up multiple possessions on a good team. I think it speaks volumes for the kind of talent and resolve that we have. The second half was definitely I kind of call it spurt ability, what our guys are able to do. Just kind of going on a 15-0 run out of nowhere, and the next thing you know, the game's over, and the other team just doesn't have much of an answer for it. So
now that you've had some time to digest last night's game, look at some film, what are some of the things that you'll be working on over the next couple of days in practice?
So I think execution is always still just really key. I think, especially this point in the year, and we're playing a team here, Columbus, coming up for the third time. They're going to be very familiar with the stuff we run. Doesn't mean that you get away from doing those things, but you just have to do them a little bit better. They're gonna know kind of what's coming, but you just got to execute better. You got to make adjustments to what they're doing in game, but for us, just offensive execution is going to be big, but then just harping on defensive rebounding, which sets the tone for us at all times. So got to be able to guard them a little better. They got 2 really good players that can really score it. So I think being able to look at the film and see what we can do against them better defensively than what we did the last couple times. But we just got to execute better, not hurt ourselves with turnovers, and get second chance points as often as we can.
When you look at this Columbus State team, it's a team that you guys lost to on the road, and you won in a relatively tight game at home. Really the only team that you haven't been able to beat handily that you've played twice this season in conference play. What makes them such a difficult team to play against?
I think it's a combination of things. I think one is they have 2 really good guards. 2 of the better, the better backcourt in the league. Really, they're both seniors. They can both play. They can both shoot it, handle it. They don't turn it over a lot. It's hard to take it away from them. They got some big guys that can play. They're very physical. They're very athletic. And they play. They play a zone, they play a little 1-1-3 and then a 1-3-1 and some 2-3 as well. But they kind of mix in some zone stuff, and they're long and athletic, and they can steal it from you. So it's just a different look defensively they give you that can cause some problems. But I thought at their place, we had to lead at half and was coming off a long road trip there. We'd been on the road for about 4 days and sluggish to start the game, but still had the lead. And then even late in the second half, we still had the lead, and we're kind of hanging on for dear life though. And we had about 7 or 8 turnovers in a span of 12 possessions, and then just kind of gave them the game a little bit. But I thought here, they played us well, and Givens and Horton can make shots, and just got to guard those guys a little bit better, make them take tough shots, and make some of the other guys step up. But they got 5 or 6 seniors. They're playing hard. They're well coached, so they're going to be locked in and focused, ready to try to give us another good game. And I fully expect it to be very competitive.
What's the biggest key to victory on Saturday?
I think the biggest key will be, for us, it's always rebounding on the glass. Last night against North Georgia, the reason we were in the game early was because of second chance offensive rebounds, even though we weren't shooting it well. So I think us just dominating the glass is big every game. But in addition to that, I think specifically against Columbus, you can't let those 2 get going. if they're going to get 20, you know, it needs to be on 20 shots. It needs to be inefficient. It needs to be hard. You know, they can't have efficient scoring games. But locking it on them defensively and then offensively for us, you know, making shots, it would be nice. But if that doesn't happen, you know, continue to get the ball inside, getting second chance points, you know, against their zone and whatnot. And they'll play some man as well. But, you know, just being able to execute regardless of what defense they're in, and just taking quality shots, helping our defense out. We always talk about having our offense help our defense, and then having our defense lead the offense. So if we can do that, I think that we might like the outcome.
And lastly, given that it is March and it's tournament time and every game just means that much more, from your perspective as a coach, is there a difference in the way you coach or go about things, especially now that you could be playing 3 games in 5 days?
Right, and I think that's a good question. To me, I don't look at it any differently. I think that you know, to me, I always tell the guys, you know, our next game, you know, is a big game because it's the next one we got to play on the schedule. So regardless of where it's at or who we're playing, I don't really think it matters a whole lot as far as that goes. I'm not going to coach any different. I'm not going to look at it any differently. It's a big game, but it's a big game, you know, because it's the next one we got on the schedule. So regardless of if it's March or conference tournament, we have to approach it the same way, one day at a time, one game at a time. And I think our guys understand that. So we just got to lock in and focus on the task at hand.
Coach, thanks for your time. Best
Yes, sir.
of luck this weekend.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it.